Metro Exodus continues the story from the previous games, and in case you missed either of them or are just looking for a quick refresher, we wanted to provide you with the complete story so far. The story begins in the year 2013, when the whole world was devastated by nuclear war and billions of lives were wiped out. However, small bastions of humanity survived, such as in Moscow, where 40,000 people took cover in the metro system below the city. Over the next 20 years, the survivors adapted and made a new life for themselves. The metro was their home, and a fortress against the nightmarish mutants that roamed the tunnels.
Still, we never gave up hope that we would return to the surface. But one day, a new threat appeared, and we found ourselves in a war to determine the very existence of our species.
This is where we meet Artyom, a young man born just before the bombs fell, who has spent nearly his entire life underground. However, his station has recently come under attack from a new kind of monster, known only as the Dark Ones. Artyom's adoptive father, the station commander, believes that they are the next step in human evolution, and that they've come to wipe out what remains of the old and outdated humans.
The Dark Ones are not simple mutants. They're Homo novus, the next step in evolution. You've heard about survival of the fittest? Guess what? We lost.
With the biggest attack from the Dark Ones to date, Artyom is tasked by a ranger named Hunter with getting word of this new danger to Polis Station, which is essentially the capital city of the metro.
If I'm not back here by morning, you must get to Polis Station and find a man named Miller. Tell him what's happened to me, and what's stirring in the northern tunnels.
The following day he departs for a neighbouring station, joining in with a caravan. However, things do not go as planned.
Artyom! Over here!
If we are to survive, this threat must be eliminated, no matter the cost. Eliminated.
Everyone else was incapacitated by the psychic attack, but for some reason, Artyom is less affected and manages to get into the station in one piece. But this was only the first stop, and the dangers of the tunnels were quickly becoming apparent. Needing some help to reach the next station, Artyom forms an alliance with a smuggler named Bourbon, and together they push forward, even venturing through the city itself. But eventually, their luck runs out, and Bourbon is captured by a group of bandits.
Artyom!
Who the fuck is...
You can keep your weapon down, young man.
The introduction of Khan is an important moment in the story. He's a wise man and guides Artyom through the tunnels, explaining the strange phenomenon they pass and imparting his wisdom on young Artyom.
Try to get a better understanding of things before you make your judgment. Let's move out now. It's not safe here.
Together the pair make their way to another station, but here we learn that there are more dangers in the tunnels than just the monsters and ghosts.
I'm gonna kill her! Go! Let's get them! Come on, follow me!
This station is under the control of a group called the Red Line, a communist regime who end up attacking Artyom. He manages to escape by the skin of his teeth, only to be captured by the Red's enemies, the Nazi Fourth Reich.
Hey, maybe if you beg, they'll think about killing you quickly.
His saviours are two rangers and friends of Hunter, and they offer to help Artyom complete his mission. A few monster attacks later, they reach the city, but not without a cost. When the surviving Ranger and Artyom arrive in Polis, they go straight to the Ranger's leader, a man named Miller, and relay the warning about the Dark Ones. He's concerned about this new danger. However, the city's council refuses to help.
Unbelievable, Artyom! I'm stunned that the council has refused to help your station. I'm ashamed that they lack the courage you have already shown. Okay. Listen carefully. The Rangers have found several well-preserved missile bases near the city. Some could probably be activated and deliver a missile strike against the Dark Ones. The problem is that the missiles are supposed to be launched from the command center, D6, but we don't know where that is, or if it's operational.
Artyom is recruited into the Rangers and takes part in a mission to get the missile silo operational, but after getting everything in place, he experiences another vivid hallucination induced by a Dark One.
He cannot be allowed. They always do. They never change. You will be stopped.
After the hallucination, two endings to the game are possible, depending on the choices the player made during the game. The true ending is that he allows the missiles to fire, destroying the Dark Ones. However, he does question what is actually meant for the future of mankind.
We had won. But to this day, I wonder, when we burned the Dark Ones from the face of the earth, was something lost as well?
In the alternative ending, Artyom is able to destroy the laser guidance device, having a last-minute realization that the Dark Ones were actually just attempting to make peaceful contact through the hallucinations.
At the time, I couldn't say what had made me spare the Dark Ones. But I came to realize that the strange visions that haunted my journey were their attempts to reach out to us. I don't know if I was the first to communicate with them, but I will not be the last. They are among us now. And the future, our future, stretches before us like an endless metro tunnel.
One year later, we have the beginning of Last Light, which, like I mentioned, follows on from the true ending with the destruction of the Dark Ones. However, Artyom has been questioning his actions and having some bizarre dreams. The game begins with the wise man Khan waking you from your nightmare.
Artyom, wake up, Artyom! It's me, Khan!
Nightmares, eh? No wonder, after all you've been through. Listen, I have incredible news. A couple of days ago, I was near the ruins of the Dark One's hive, and I saw one of them, still alive. I immediately set out to find you, as you were the one they tried to contact, before you launched the missile strike against them.
He believes that the Dark Ones could be the key to humanity's future, and that they were not attacking us, but rather just trying to communicate. However, Artyom seems able to hold a connection with them without suffering any ill effects.
But somehow you, Artyom, have the common wire. The connection with the Dark Ones.
Khan believes that we need to make contact with the last remaining Dark One. Colonel Miller, however, does not agree.
Khan, this is utter madness. The Dark Ones were the greatest threat the Order's ever faced.
Colonel, just give me a chance. A single Dark One is no threat. Artyom has a gift. I believe he can establish contact with the creature. Let him come with me.
All right. Artyom, go with Khan to the gardens and locate the Dark One. I'll send a sniper along. My best. Anna.
Yes, sir.
Along with Anna, who is Miller's daughter, Artyom finds the Dark One, but surprisingly, it's only a child. The vision knocked Artyom out for quite some time, and while he's still unconscious, the Fourth Reich arrived and captured him and the Dark One.
So talk or take a bullet to the brain.
Get the officer!
Hey, you!
Here. You keep the knife. Keep it.
This Red Line soldier is a man named Pavel, and together you escape the metro and form what seems like a close bond. However, after returning to the Red Line territory, the truth is revealed.
So, my friend, that's how it goes. Don't be mad, Artyom. Just doing my job to protect the Red Line. And you, Musketeer, are from the wrong side of the barricade. Privates, take this comrade in.
Yes, Major, sir.
Yes, sir.
Welcome back, Comrade Major.
It is, Private.
Whispers about the discovery of the D6 bunker have spread through the metro, and the Red Line, just like most of the other factions, want it for themselves. After a bit of torture and drugging, you see a continuation of the dream at the start of the game, but it sheds more light on Artyom's connection with the Dark Ones. Artyom escapes the Red Line, but soon discovers that things are worse than he realised. A ranger scientist named Lesnitsky has turned traitor and kidnapped Anna, taking her to another station. But when Artyom arrives there, he finds the Red Line soldiers massacring the inhabitants, who are supposedly infected with some kind of virus.
Fire!
Fighting his way through the station, Artyom eventually tracks down Lesnitsky and Anna.
Artyom, stand still, or I slit her throat. Here is the deal. You take off your mask, and I give her to you.
Why did you do that?
They manage to escape, but now the pieces are beginning to fall into place. The Reds infected the station with a virus they stole from the D6 base. It was an experiment, and then they sent in their soldiers to clean up the mess and stop the virus from spreading. However, because they were forced to remove their masks, it's likely that both Artyom and Anna were also infected.
I feel alone again. Like when I was a girl, and father was away on a mission. Nothing around me. Empty and cold. As if I were just a spark from the fire, flying away and then gone. It's hard for me to tell you these things, Artyom. But I want to feel that I'm alive. Touch me.
Thankfully, we later find out they were both diagnosed as being clear from the virus, and Artyom is reunited with Khan. Together, they locate the Dark One, and in a series of flashbacks, Artyom recalls that he was saved by a Dark One as a child, and the realisation of his connection with them becomes apparent.
Mom? Mama? Mama?
Artyom, darling, you're so big now.
Mom, I'm scared.
Don't be afraid. There's nothing to be afraid of now.
Don't leave, Mom. I'm all alone now.
You're not alone. You're the first.
We remembered you and were waiting. We could remember all the thoughts of our race. And you killed everyone. And now I'm alone.
Artyom vows to make amends for what he did in the first game, and swears to protect this little one. They travel together to Polis, each helping one another. On the way, they defeat both Lesnitsky and Pavel, and the Dark One allows Artyom to see into their minds, their memories, and their plans.
The test at Oktyabrskaya was successful. The virus kills fast and goes inert fast. If we can get enough of it, clearing out the whole metro is possible. But we must capture D6 first.
Artyom and the Dark One have to run to Polis to confront the Red Line leader, who is in the middle of a fake peace conference with the other factions. But on the way there, they discover that there are more Dark Ones hibernating inside of D6, in an area that hasn't been explored yet.
I must wake them up. It's time for them to leave.
We are all going there now. We'll open the door if we can.
There's death nearby, all around. But I must wake them, or be alone forever.
Now listen. Help us, and we'll help you.
I will. What needs to be done? I must wake them.
The little Dark One agrees to help expose the Red Line leader in exchange for his people being freed from the D6 vault. So with the help of Khan and Miller, you break into the peace conference.
Artyom, little one, it's your turn.
It's revealed that the Red Line leader was manipulated by his general, and he confesses that the peace talks were just a diversion to allow him to seize D6.
I'm a fool. I thought he wanted to save me, and he just took the power. Took me by the throat, and he's storming the D6 now. And there's that virus. And if that falls into Corbett's hands, the end.
But you are the leader! Order him!
Artyom and the Rangers rush back to the bunker to stop the army, but are overwhelmed when an armoured train rams into the station and Red Line soldiers pour in.
Shit! Not again!
Here the story once again branches, depending on your actions in the game. In the non-canon ending, Artyom destroys D6 to prevent the general from getting his hands on it, but the explosion results in the deaths of himself and everyone else in the facility.
Stop him!
In the true ending, and the one that Metro Exodus will continue the story from, Artyom still prepares to destroy the bunker, but is stopped at the last moment by the little Dark One, who, along with his now awakened brethren, defeat the Red Line army.
Artyom, no need for that now.
In both endings, the Dark Ones leave to find safety, while promising that they will come back in the future to help rebuild the world.
The Dark Ones are gone. But I know we will meet again. Maybe they really were sent to save us. Maybe we did earn forgiveness.
And that is where the story so far ends. Metro Exodus will pick up shortly after these events in the year 2036, with Artyom returning as the protagonist. As always, this is James Vercaert, saying thanks for watching, and enjoy the game.